This is the Ripple Effect. I'm Kim Graves with Solidarity Community Federal Credit Union, and this is Jessica from Solidarity as well.
And Jessica's here too.
Jessica's here too. Hi, Jessica.
They made me bring Jessica.
I miss you.
And it's been a whole week.
Where you been?
At the other office.
I know, but that's clear on the other side of town.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, it's so far away.
And we're spread out between the three of us on all three sides of town. So between Solidarity and Ivy Tech, we have you covered.
I know. So we have a special guest today.
That's right. Kelly Karakoff here from Ivy Tech. Kelly, there are so many great things happening at Ivy Tech, and we're going to try to talk about as many as possible. So let's first talk about Ivy Tech Day. This was, about 6 weeks ago or so.
It was our third Ivy Tech Day. It's a statewide 24-hour campaign, and it's mostly driven by social media and people sharing information. And Kokomo had a great day. So our service area includes Tipton, Howard, Miami, Fulton, Cass, and Pulaski counties. Okay. So that's our area, which we're representing those communities and those students. So we launched our campaign at midnight, and we went 24 hours, and we raised $60,600.
Oh my God!
That's maybe nerve-wracking a little bit.
We did. It was so every campus. There's 19 campuses across the state, and we're all reaching out to our communities. And it's just a really fun day. You know, everybody decorates their workspace on campus. We have a traveling trophy competition. We have a cookout on campus with a band. We have a war room where gifts are rolling in real time, screen showing the dollars ticking off, so you can see what we're doing across the state as well. You can see what's happening in your community. So, we're not the biggest campus in the state, but we raise the most money.
I love
Did you get the rolling trophy?
Well, that's just for our campus. We should get something for the whole state.
I totally agree.
We get bragging rights, which is really great. So across the state, we raised $483,000. So, but in Kokomo, $60,600 from 391 donors.
That's incredible. I would say that total amount for the entire state one more time.
The total amount was $483,813.
That much money goes so much further at Ivy Tech than it does at almost any other institution because you guys have the most affordable secondary education, I think.
We do. And these dollars are specifically earmarked for scholarships and emergency support. So, we have a whole systems of care within the college. And if a student is having difficulty, with paying a bill or paying for a class that's, going to help them complete, or they have a broken down vehicle, or they need gas, or they have food insecurities, all of those wraparound services, we raise money for those. And then anything that would cause a barrier for a student to complete, we try to remove those barriers. So these funds are specifically earmarked for scholarships and emergency funds. So we had a great day. Our goal was $45,000, and we just blew it out of the water. We had people giving from all over. We had gifts from 10 different states. So the alumni out there, giving. We had. I think 57 alumni just from Kokomo give, 107 employees participating. That's great. Which is really good.
Talk about believing in your cause.
Yeah, and then we had these challenges and matches throughout the day. So they started at midnight, and so the first when 10 gifts are met by 1 a.m., $500 will unlock, and then when we get to 2,500 gifts, another 25,000 or 2,500 unlock. So all day long, we had a lunchtime challenge, we had an after 5 challenge, we had a board challenge, we had the last hour challenge. So we had all of these challenges set up for matches and. As we went along, and you just watch them unlock. And we got through those early gifts that were large really quicker than we expected.
That's so nice.
And then, people just stayed with us all the way to the end. And, we had, I think, 14 gifts after midnight significant gifts that just kept coming in, and we led the leaderboard for the state the entire day. And so you think as you're watching,
proud.
Somebody's got a big gift. They're gonna
look at us.
So we're all on there, our computers at home at midnight, going
refresh.
Like, oh my goodness, are we really gonna do this? And so we have been in the first or second both for all 3 years. So we're pretty proud of that. But mostly what we're really proud of is the impact it's going to have on our students. Which
definitely.
Is just amazing. So, we'll have it every year, second Tuesday of the month. So, we'll just keep building on this and no large gift more than, $2,500. So it's a very grassroots.
Oh, wow.
And so it's not like we have some big $10,000 gift that this is a lot of people believing in Ivy Tech. And I think it really kind of stems from the new campus. When you think about the new
Beautiful.
campus, and
Mm-hmm.
we had so many people engaged in donating to make that campus possible. And when you come to campus, it looks like a college. It feels like a
Oh, it's
college. And
great.
people are really proud to be there. Right now, our enrollment is just under 7,000 students, which is really great.
Wow.
In our service area.
In our service area.
Oh
So
my
that's just
gosh.
really, really incredible. When you come, the parking lots are full, and it just is really exciting that people and students are choosing Ivy Tech.
I'm gonna take us in just a little
Okay.
bit of a different direction
Sure.
because
Okay.
I want to highlight that Ivy Tech really does something great when it comes to evolving with the communities that they're in. And I think this is a good example just with the automotive program that was launched in the past, 2 years? Year?
Yeah, it's been going on a little bit longer than that. So we have a great relationship with Chariot Auto, and it's similar to it's creating pathways for students for an apprentice program from high school all the way into the workforce. So high school students that are potentially coming out of the Career Center are coming to Chariot Auto. We are providing the instructor. They're down at the academy in Tipton, and they're going through, they're doing that dual credit in high school. It's an apprentice program. They take classes and then they go to the dealership and they work, and they get paid for that. And then once they get through their high school portion of it, they go to the college portion for your associate degree in
That's
automotive.
so great.
They get an increase in pay, they get the work and learning opportunity, and then when they graduate with their associate's degree, Chariot Auto is there they're building their workforce.
Mhm.
They're starting,
Right.
Smart.
they're looking in,
Everybody else
back
is
to the
too.
high school and
Mhm.
building this pathway to the workforce. And so, like, who wouldn't want to come work for Chariot Auto
Right.
when they've invested in
Yep.
your education and your
Mhm.
career
Mhm.
from the time you're in the high school, giving you all this opportunity to get into the workforce. So this is becoming, these apprentice programs and pathway programs are becoming very popular. I have another great example. We have a paraprofessionals pathway program. So when you think about teachers are in the high schools, and we have a teacher shortage, you think about the paraprofessionals that are in the classroom helping the teachers. Many of them wanted to be teachers. Life just got in the way, or they had children, they stopped out. And
Right.
so we thought, well, why couldn't we do the same thing with our paraprofessionals as we're doing with these apprentice programs? So we have adults working in the high schools that now are on a path to
I
get their
love it.
teaching license, and they're cohorted. So we have them,
Love it.
on a path to finish, and then we've been able to scholarship them because money you could be an issue for some people. So it is structured. The classes are structured around their workday, and so they're going to end up being teachers. I think our first group is graduating. They'll be graduating this year, and they're going to be, I think there's 24 of them.
Oh, great.
So there's 24 paraprofessionals who are now teachers getting into the workforce, which is really exciting.
It is exciting.
So plus they're getting paid for it
Yes, they are.
during that whole entire time while they're going to school.
Yes.
I love it.
That
Because
sure
how
makes
many
betting
people-
yourself easier.
Yeah, how many people can afford to leave their jobs just to come back to school? They have responsibilities, so this is a way to be
Yeah.
able to scholarship and through the apprentice program provide a pathway for them to become teachers, which is super exciting.
It's a win-win.
It really is a win-win. And you talked about they make money while they're getting their degree. And when we talk about Ivy Tech degrees, they are incredibly affordable.
They
Right.
are incredibly affordable. I also just love the flexibility, and I love the transfer opportunities to our four-year partners. These articulation agreements. You're not taking English here and then it not being transferable
nice.
to IUK or Purdue or Ball State. I mean, it's just seamless. And the conversations that are happening, the intentional conversations that happen, are so important. Where you're talking to students about what is your passion. What is your path? We're going to get you on a path to meet your goal as quickly as we can. Students like that. They want to know how much it's going to cost. They want to know how much time it's going to take. And so we're able to, from high school on, or even if you're an adult returning student, you walk in through the door, we're going to show you how many semesters it's going to take, what you need to take, and you're going to have a plan in place so you can just move forward, in a straight line instead of
no fuss.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, making it easy.
Are you finding, because you said you had 7,000 right now that's currently attending, are you finding that it's more not the younger generation, it's all generation?
Yes,
I'm kind of curious
our
about that.
enrollment for our traditional students, high school students coming to Ivy Tech has really increased. But you also have that adult learner that's coming back, and they may not be getting, what does success look for each person? So it might be a technical certificate or a certificate that gets you a promotion.
Mm-hmm.
It might be an associate degree. It may be that you come and you do a paramedic. You do the paramedic program and you do that for a while and then you come back but the classes you took also crosswalk over to nursing. And you'll see a lot of like
Oh.
paramedics come back and then go into
Okay.
the nursing program. So there's a lot of overlap there where your classes aren't, you're not having to retake. So if you take this anatomy class, it's going to set you up for surgical technology, nursing, and
Okay.
paramedic science. And, everybody walks in the door and they think, oh, I want to be a nurse. But, it's a closed program. It's very, very difficult to get into. And so sometimes when they get into the building, they even know that surgical technology or dental assisting or paramedic science was even something that they could do, and they fall in love with something different, or
That's what
or
college
they
is all
become
about.
or they become a nurse.
It's not too
Yeah.
late for me.
It's
No,
not.
you
can
can still
come
be a nurse if
back.
you
In
want.
my 60s, I could still be a nurse. if
I think
want
you
to.
should be a paramedic. You would be a fantastic paramedic.
I-
You
I
would
could-
be. You got to have a little bit of a personality to be a
Dang,
paramedic.
put a Band-Aid on that. It takes a bit on drill. We're good.
I love.
Wait, that's
Triage.
a doctor. I'm a doctor.
I love to like when you're on campus, like to stand outside of a faculty member's door and listen to them teaching, and it really does make you want to go back to college. I think
Yeah.
going back as an adult would be way more beneficial than when you're 18, 19-year-old, going to IU like I did. And
Yeah, because I
was a
couldn't focus.
I was a victim of a lot of fun.
I'm right there
think we
with
all
you.
were.
Yeah.
Been there.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, how many campuses can I not go back to?
I haven't heard this story yet.
Yeah, no, we're not
won't
going to
tell
go
it.
there.
We won't tell on
Yeah,
each
no,
other
no,
today.
No, no,
We
no,
won't.
no.
Secret safe.
The other thing too is like just the costs we're saving Hoosier families. So, I brought some statistics today. We'll just talk about Howard County. I mean, I could talk about any county you want to that's in our service area, but when you look at dual credit just for Kokomo High School, we had students taking 598 hours of dual credit.
Just from Kokomo
Wait a
High
minute, no,
School.
so I'm wrong about that.
So wait, let's
We
go
had
to
598 students taking 5,813 hours of dual credit for a total of $1 million saved for Howard County families.
My goodness.
and
which is
dual credit
amazing.
is when they're going to both schools, just so everyone knows.
Well, dual credit would be like you're in the high school, you have your teacher has the credentials to be able to teach college, and which is a whole different level that they have to be able to teach. They're teaching these classes, and the student, while they're earning the high school credit, they're also earning the college credit
okay,
simultaneously.
so it's not that they're going to the high school and they're leaving and they're going to Ivy
They're
Tech.
doing it in their high school because
Okay,
transportation
okay.
is a barrier too
Yep.
for
Okay.
a lot of students. So here we
Okay.
have, that's just in Howard. So in the total Howard County, when you talk about Kokomo, Eastern, Northwestern, Western, and
That
Taylor,
wasn't total that you gave us
no, that was
before?
just Kokomo High School. That was
Holy
just
cow.
Kokomo High
Right.
School. But the total cost savings for this community in Howard County is $1.46 million.
And this is based on the tuition at Ivy Tech, right?
This is what they would have paid for tuition.
Think about how much higher that would have been if they would have gone somewhere else.
Yeah, so look at what you can get done when you're in high school. And so we have college connection coaches in the high schools that go to the high schools and they meet with students, and they'll be with any student regardless of where they think they're going or what they want to do, and they'll help them get on a path. If you do this and this in high school, you maybe could go to college with your first semester done. You could go with your first year done. Heck, if you come to Ivy Tech, you could do your first semester or your first year, or get your associate's degree and walk in, as a junior into your 4-year institution and save all that money. So
yeah.
just helping students understand the cost savings, and parents understand it for sure.
Right,
If you send a
right.
couple kids to college, you know what that looks like and the cost savings. We also have our accelerated programs, which I didn't think about that till just now. We have what's called the ASAP program. And so we have a cohort of students. It started out with like 15 the first year. It's in its 10th year. I think that's 78 students this year. And they come to us in the summer right after they graduate from high school. And they are in track to complete their 2-year associate degree they would come to us in June and they will walk in May.
Whoa.
And they're in a cohorted group. If they have dual credit, they do not take those classes again. They go outside of the cohort to pick up the other classes that maybe they're interested in. So we have this cohort of students. They're very serious students, high achieving students, because it is a quick pace.
Right.
And they're walking into their, four-year institutions as juniors, and the four institutions now are scholarshiping them because they know they're serious students on a path to to complete, which is really awesome.
Well, and speaking of scholarships,
Yes,
we need them, and you need us to
Right.
help out
we
with student
do.
scholarships.
We do. We have a great scholarship program. Solidarity has a scholarship.
Lots of different places do. You do
Yeah.
a great job.
We do. We have so many scholarships. Goodfellows has a scholarship.
They do,
So
yeah.
two of you right here in this room have made scholarships possible. And our scholarship program is so easy for students. All they do is at the beginning, as soon as they're accepted, they just go online. It takes them maybe 30 minutes, and they answer a series of questions, and it automatically starts matching them up for the scholarships that they are eligible for. And then financial aid takes a look at it from there, and they'll say, okay, we're looking for gaps. So if you have a student that has full Pell, maybe they don't need a scholarship. But say you have 5 students that all qualify, 2 are getting workforce ready money, 1 is getting full Pell. It gets down to 2, and you have enough to give both students scholarships. And we award them. We tell them, okay, you're going to get $1,000 scholarship this year, $500 for fall, $500 for spring, so that they can plan for that. And then the other thing, it goes right on their accounts, which is really good. And then if for some reason they weren't able to come back the second semester, we just pull that back and we re-award it. So there's no scholarship dollars lost. It's getting right to the students' accounts. It's really impactful.
That is. And now we're heading to summer enrollment time. So, I mean, if you're listening and watching right now and you're thinking, okay, it's time. It's time to either go back to school or it's time to get your kiddo enrolled.
Yes.
How long does that process take?
It doesn't take very long at all. It's an online process. You can do it online. You can actually walk in the front door of the campus, and our enrollment team will help people get signed up really quickly. They'll walk you through the financial aid part. They'll get you to an advisor. And right now, for high school students that are juniors and seniors, we have free summer classes.
Oh, wow.
So for all those parents out there who are listening, if it's even not for this summer, but for next summer, it's always a great opportunity. But, I think the first step is, I think that parents and students or adult returning students, they should come out for a tour. And, don't be nervous about it. Come in the door. There's going to be somebody there that's nice, that'll guide you through the process. It's easy, and once you get on campus, you're going to really see all the different opportunities that are available for
Now,
you.
are all the county schools notified about these schools that these classes that are coming up?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, awesome. I thought so, but I just I'm
But
thinking,
sometimes
like,
it's hard to get the
Yeah.
word out, I mean,
I know.
some kid, we were all kids. Do you want to take a class in the summer? Like but as a mom paying for college, like, I want you to take a class in the summer.
Please
yeah.
take the class in
Yeah.
the summer.
Please take a class in the summer. So,
What do you offer? What classes are those in the summer?
well, it just depends. I mean, it probably depends on what people are signing up and they need. Anatomy is always, that's a tough class, and taking it in the summer could be helpful. Retaking it,
Yep.
or taking it,
Algebra.
algebra, math can be, where you just want to focus on something. English, psychology, sociology, those basic gen ed courses that you can get. Speech.
Are you taking a speech class before, Kim?
I have actually.
Yeah.
College twice.
2 different speech classes?
You do,
or-
I mean, honestly,
And look at you today.
Yeah, the first time I took it, I failed. Let's just be honest, because I could not get up in front of a group of people and speak.
And look at
Can you
you.
figure that? I
Well,
mean, seriously.
I think that's also,
Yeah.
I mean, people get really nervous to get in front of crowds.
Yeah,
and
but
it just
this-
takes some time sometimes.
The second time it was fine.
Yeah.
But I think if I would have did more of that campus stuff, fun stuff, then I would have been okay the first time. But it
Well,
took a lot to
everybody,
get through it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you look back and you think, I was shy. Like in middle school, and I think, what happened then where I kind of came out of my shell? There's different things that happened to
I
you.
know.
Just had to build your confidence. And
Because now I don't have a problem. I
No,
mean,
look
I
at
can
you.
talk to anybody that walks down the road. Hey, come here. I want to talk to you for a second. Yeah, it doesn't bother me one bit to, meet anyone and everyone.
Well, we have just great programs, great offerings. All you need to do is just call into the campus, and we'll get you on a tour. And there's just a lot of things going on. We'll have some, my role is community engagement and fundraising, of course. And so we'll be having 2 fundraisers coming up this fall, dueling pianos in Kokomo and dueling pianos in Logansport.
Okay.
So we're going to have them in both communities, which will be fun.
I feel like we already have at least one table for the Kokomo event, and maybe we're going to have to go to Logansport this year, Kim.
Logansport, we're going to be at their new, they have a new Vibrant Events, a new event center right on the
Ooh.
water. So we're gonna try it there because our campus we want to have a big group. We did a small group of 100 on campus a few years ago, but we really could have served more people. So we're gonna try to get as many people there. And those are all those events will all go for scholarship too. And then there's when I put my fundraising hat on. We also have a women's organization that's called Circle of Ivy, and it's a statewide organization, and each service area has their own circle. And people, alumni, women who care about students, care about education, they pay an annual membership due. We meet only twice a year, and we pay our dues. We send out information to the faculty and staff and ask them to send in proposals. They send us their proposals. We send it out to the members. They vote on them. Then we pick the projects we want to support, and then we come back and celebrate them in the spring. So 2 meetings a year, very high impact. We're doing really great things like supporting, field trips and extracurricular opportunities. We just paid like $4,000 for the nursing program to do. It's called Friday Night at the ER, and it's a game that was actually invented and made possible through Purdue University, but you could buy the program. And so it's a simulation of what it would look like if there was some disaster or an emergency and you are a nurse and in the ER, and they actually play the game like real live time. So it's really cool.
Oh,
So like
yeah.
things like that. Our food pantry, we have food pantries on both campuses. Students don't have to sign up for it. They just walk in and they get what they need. And it's just, we have a clothing closet. We also, that group, we've done a wide variety. It's in its 10th year, and we've made a really, really big impact. So if anybody
That's
has a heart
huge.
for education and they would want to be a member, they just could
Yeah.
reach out to me. And it's called the Circle of Ivy Women in Philanthropy.
Well, and if we
That's awesome.
want to get a hold of you, we'd like to donate. We're feeling passionate about the students, and we want to create a scholarship. Maybe we want to do something in someone's memory.
Right.
How would
Maybe
we go
we
about
want to
it?
volunteer for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always need volunteers for events. 765-437-6917. You could just call me and I'll meet with you and we'll figure it out. So everybody has
peasy.
different passions,
Yeah.
and we have lots of flexibility, scholarships for all kinds of programs, all different needs. It's just really fun to sit down with a donor and really talk about the impact that they want to make.
And what is your website again, Kelly?
You can go to ivytech.edu.
ivytech.edu.
ivytech.edu, and then you'll just go to that and you'll just press Kokomo and you'll go right to our campus.
I mean, if you haven't been by the campus in Kokomo, everybody needs to go by and check
So
it out.
nice.
It is so nice.
It is.
And even if you aren't coming to college and you're not a
Yeah.
student, you can call me up and I'll take you on a personal tour.
But it'll make you want to
super
go to
proud of
college.
it.
Yep.
And can you walk them by our ATM?
Yeah, take them right by the student commons where the Solidarity ATM is located.
I'm sorry.
Wait, who's in marketing here? But thank you for that. Good
Sorry,
job.
sorry.
Good job.
It's right in the main building. I love that.
I mean, hey, we want to make sure we can accommodate everyone. You never know when you're going to need some cash.
That's right.
true.
On Ivy Tech Day, I think they were using it.
Yeah.
Cash.
That's why it's there.
Was it spitting out more than in 20s?
I was in the other building, so I don't know. But people were coming with cash, so I don't know. We'll
Oh
see.
my gosh.
Okay, so on Ivy Tech Day, did you sleep for 24 hours? I mean, were you awake the entire 24 hours?
I did go to sleep. We kicked it off at midnight, and I wanted to see how it got started. Went to sleep for probably 4 or 5 hours, and then we were at campus by 7:30. We left campus at 9:30, and then we were all at home until midnight.
Watching,
so
yeah.
I was tired.
How exciting. I would
bet.
be like this. Refresh.
Well, that's what you did. I felt
Yeah.
like all I did was I don't even know how many times we refreshed. And we had social ambassadors that were signed up that were, sending the giving link out to people. We had videos. We had Chancellor Hiker. He did the pitch of the day from the stadium with our
fun.
mascot Ace, and I don't think I've ever seen him so happy as to throw out a ball like
Really?
that. He was so excited. So we went to all the mayor's offices and took Ace, and they, asked their communities to engage and to give on this day. I mean, Ivy Tech's important to all the communities
yeah.
that we serve. And, we're the largest community college in the nation.
Really?
Under one accreditation. Most community colleges are for that community, and they're funded by property tax. And so, but we're the unique in that we're, under one umbrella, 19 campuses under one umbrella funded by the state of Indiana. So we're a little bit different than a lot of other community colleges. So we're special.
I think so.
I think so too.
I think so. Kelly Karakoff
I know
again with
you are.
us from Ivy Tech. We talked about Ivy Tech Day. We talked about summer enrollment. Now is the time to get those students enrolled at Ivy Tech. Get it done now. Kim, you getting enrolled?
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
You should.
in my 60s, why not? Go
Why
back to
not?
school.
Come
People
back,
do it
take a
all the
class.
time.
Just put a Band-Aid on it, a little bit of drill. I can go from a nurse to a paramedic to a doctor.
You are going to
That's
make
kind of what I'm thinking.
every healthcare provider watching us. They're going to put you on their list, Kim.
Watch out. Just
We
watch
just had
out.
that. We just had that career fair on this last week, and there were 80 vendors from across the service area that are
missed it.
looking for people to fill jobs. And I was looking at some of the hospitals. I mean, $25,000 hiring bonuses for nurses.
I can do it.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Come back and see
And
us.
then go back and
Get
take
your
a couple more
scholarship.
classes, get a scholarship, take a couple more classes.
Might as well.
Hey, it's coming.
We're
Watch out.
planning. We
Here
just like to
go.
plan right here on the show.
I know. I know.
Kelly, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for
It's always
having
a
me.
pleasure.
This was so fun.
This has been fun.
Really
We're just
fun.
gonna have to make it a regular thing, but
Okay.
with drinks next time.
Okay,
I
I'll
don't
come
think
back.
Joe's gonna invite it. Let us come with those here, so we'll have to take it somewhere else. Take it off site. All right, Ivy Tech Community College, Kelly Karakoff. One more time, how do we get a hold of you?
You just call my number 765-437-6917. Thank
Easy
you.
peasy. That'll do it for the Ripple Effect today. I'm Jessica Ausbrook. This is Kim Graves, and we're from Solidarity Community Federal Credit Union. Have a great day.